Okay, recording.
Okay, I can hear you.
Good. Okay, Joanna, please start.
Sure. Good day, everyone. My name is Joanna from Trinidad and Tobago. Today's presenter at the Spiritual, Physical, Emotional Cleansing Training is Dr. Santy Kit Ling Lee. She earned a PhD in clinical psychology at the California University. Her postdoctoral study was on brain health and behavior. She is an American clinical marriage and family therapist. She has also received certificates from a College of Nutrition in Toronto. You can find her talk from number 11 to 48 at her YouTube channel called Messianic Healing. Talk numbers 1 to 10 at House of Israel UK. Today's title of the talk 49 is Carnivore Diet, Cholesterol, Heart, Insulin Affecting Mind and Body. Let's welcome Dr. Santy Kit Ling Lee.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, today I would like to present you the talk 41. This is very important. Carnivore diet, cholesterol, heart, insulin, how they affect our mind and body. I mentioned many times that gut-brain connection shows the diet affecting our mind and body. You can find those connection explanation from my talk 39 to 48. Systemic inflammation causes insulin resistance, depression, and schizophrenia. The rate of heart disease is found and psychiatric patient is higher than the general population. The plant, food, and carnivore diet have been compared since my talk 46. This talk is a continuation of the query on vitamin C, mortality, cholesterol, heart disease, insulin, gut bacteria, and saturated fat from carnivore diet. My goal is to review the myths and provide with scientific proof of diet choice to heal and sustain physical and mental conditions. Let's look at cholesterol and mortality. Cholesterol is the lipoproteins in our blood. Its molecules make vital compounds, including formation of cell membranes and precursor for all the hormones. Bile acid from cholesterol digest fats receive vitamins A, vitamin K, and vitamin E. There are three types of density of lipoprotein: high, intermediate, low. We can use HDO for high, IDL for intermediate, LDL for low lipoprotein. Low lipoprotein circulate in the bloodstream to drop fats absorbed from our gut for cell function and back to our liver to be reabsorbed. Cases on elderly in Iceland and Netherlands prove higher in low density of lipoprotein, increase all-cause mortality or cardiovascular mortality. Wow. So you want to live longer, pay attention. May your body have higher LDL. Oppositely, you know that inverse correlation between levels of cholesterol and death by respiratory, gastrointestinal, infectious disease, including HIV. Let's look at and heart disease. The response to retention hypothesis about lipoprotein, LDL. This is a hypothesis, okay. Stick the LDL stick in the deepest layer of the artery wall to form plaque and progress of atherosclerosis, so that those 8 LDL laddering or hardening arteries by deposits of fats along arteries wall. Therefore, the high amount of low density of lipoprotein in circulation will cause a higher risk of plaque formation. Okay, what I just said is the hypothesis. Let's explore if this hypothesis is right. Therefore, Framingham study gives us more detail about the structure of blood vessel to re-examine such hypothesis in 1984. Many studies disapprove this hypothesis. The epidemiology studies in different countries such as Canada, Russia, Maoris, Asia, indicate no relationship between LDL and heart disease or all-cause mortality. Those research done by Jacobscope and Shettlescope. If so, it must exist across. If there's a correlation, that means we can find the same condition exists across all age group, all sex, and all cultures. However, Chu and Chian's study found the plaque built up at artery branch points where the damage of the lining of arteries by the turbulence of blood flow. So turbulent of blood flow, okay? Damage is from insulin resistance, or who make the damage is from insulin resistance, inflammation, oxidative stress, and the turbulent blood flow. The wall becomes thicker and thicker and sticky to trap the LDL molecule. So it is not from LDL, but they trapped it. They trap those molecules. They oxidize and engulfed by the macroplex, forming atherosclerosis. As a result, the cholesterol's excess protective mechanism. Cholesterol is supposed to save the minor injury at the damaged area, the damaged artery wall, and deliver nutrition to different cells. When they deliver them, they on the way back go back to the liver. Since the specific site of the wall becomes so thick to trap them and get them stuck there. Therefore, the major cause of cardiovascular disease is not from the low density of lipoprotein, but the insulin resistance and also the turbulent blood flow. Meat intake reduces the insulin blood resistance, suggested by Soldino. Let's look at insulin insensitivity. Some studies show those with low, high density of lipoprotein having insulin resistance. Then people, they have high levels of high density of lipoprotein. The Gordon's group in the Framingham study discovered high density of lipoprotein, HDL, as the protective factor against coronary heart disease. We call it CAD short form. The results expose low HDL significantly raises the risk of CAD, coronary heart disease, with increasing low density of lipoprotein. So I highlight this sentence: high LDL has very low heart disease risk in high HDL. Insulin is a peptide hormone secreted by the pancreas to take up glucose and other nutrients. Insulin resistance occurs when the mitochondria is the place produce energy in our body, in the cell. At the stage of, if it's overload with energy from excessive calories, if the body have too much calories, then it affects the production of energy from mitochondria. So if too much calorie intake is then insulin send out insulin send out signals. Insulin in the pancreas send out signals to stop insulin from picking up glucose or nutrients. It causes diabetes. This is how diabetes is formed. Then we have to know where can we find insulin resistance? There are several ways. Number one, intake of carbohydrates. When you eat the rice or bread with fat from processed food such as bread, pasta, flour, sugars, it causes brain fog, fatigue, mood imbalance, moody infection. Number two, high degree of junk food intake affecting saturating signals. In my talk 45, talk about body weight. Go back to my talk, please. Combination of carbohydrates and fats in candy bar, ice cream give us short circuits of temporary benefits of satiety. You feel satisfied, but you feel tired afterward, and as calorie surplus. But eating those things induce rapid weight gain and insulin resistance. The third way, pre-existing metabolic dysfunction. 88% of Americans suffer from metabolic dysfunction. Number four, high fructose. Like if you eat very ripe banana, very sweet pineapple, to promote insulin and leptin. Leptin is a satiety hormone. So those high fructose will cause metabolic and dental problems. You have gum problem, your tooth decay. Plus, if you drink more alcohol would induce bile acid. Gout is caused by high fructose. The fifth way of increasing the rate of insulin resistance is overfeeding, such as in the case of obesity. Also, stress make you eat more or eat more snack. Lack of sleep, depression, all cause the overeating condition. Number 6, infection and systemic inflammation and autoimmune issues. including rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, polymyalgia, rheumatic depression, and schizophrenia. All of them have inflammatory nature. The seventh one, let me turn to the next page. Statin. Statin is a drug that a doctor prescribed to treat people with insulin resistance, with diabetes. This drug is for producing cholesterol to inhibit CoQ10. We know that CoQ10 aids mitochondria properly emitting energy, but they restrict the CoQ10 restrict the mitochondria to produce energy. Statin, if you take more and more, become dense in your heart and muscle, become insulin sensitivity. Mitochondrial malfunction can lead to increased heart failure, diabetes, and cognitive impairment due to brain controlling the synthesis of cholesterol. In large trials, there's a case in talking about the overuse of statin. Death rate is related to violence, crime rise, and mood worsen. Those are the research done by Lippian and Tram group. Number 8, source. Excessive blood glucose level damaging our blood vessel, ending in inflammation in vessel wall, gastrointestinal membrane. We call it leaky gut, kidney membrane, and the blood-brain barrier. Wow, so too much blood glucose would cause all those damage. Carnivore diet carnivore diet contains protein and fat with no carbohydrate. It causes no glucose rise for sugar susceptible people, chronic illness in most Americans. So pay attention to what I just said. Let's look at the gut bacteria, TMAO. This bacteria in gut produce a compound within liver. We call it TAMO. TAMO is to ingest choline and carnitine, which are present only in meat. Choline makes cell membrane, lacking it leads to fatty liver disease. Choline is rich in egg yolk and organ. Try to overcome your fear to eat liver, organ, kidney, liver found in chicken or in duck or in beef. It tastes good. Okay, carnitine acts as an antioxidant to lower glycation and glycation product. Therefore, so pay attention to TMAO affecting the choline and carnitine. Some suspect TMAO found in red meat is bad because its high level increases the rate of diabetes and heart disease. Is it true? Let's look at it. People eating fish and vegetables have higher level of TMAO than those eating red meat. So Chang disagree. 88% of insulin resistance population has higher level of TMAO produced by the liver because rising insulin and kidney disease would cause more TMAO. So those populations, they have higher TMAO. As from such analysis, we now found out TMAO from red meat is not the problem, but the problem originates from the kidney and insulin resistance. Let's look at saturated fat. Animal fat contains the same amount of monosaturated fat and saturated fat and little polyunsaturated fat. The highest amount of saturated fat in plants is you can find it in coconut oil and palm oil. Both are higher than animal food. So try to use a ghee, Ghee, or butter than coconut oil or palm oil or olive oil. Much funds donated, more money to the American Heart Association by the food industry, which produce vegetable oils, low-fat, grain-based foods. They rise heart disease in the 1970s to 1990s. Low cardiovascular disease, CAD, risk was related to high animal fat and protein intake. The high cardiovascular disease risk was due to the proportion of energy from vegetable oils, carbohydrate, and alcohol. Therefore, I put down the warning, don't touch or eat unclean meat, including pig, including fish with no scale and no skin. Those, when you eat them, your body becomes defiled by those things. Leviticus 11, Deuteronomy 14 in the Bible. So let's look at conclusion. The misconception of carnivore diet brings about short mortality, high cholesterol, heart disease, insulin resistance, and saturated fat problems are cleared out by sufficient scientific support. Carefully comparing the pro and con of plant diet and carnivore diet, much benefits can be gained by meat or eating meat organ from animal, from clean animal, except a pig. Beware of the environmental damage and toxicity in the plant foods. I mentioned about high oxalate and all those chemicals in the plants, and processed products resulting in diseases. Gut-brain connection has proved food intake affecting cognitive functions, your mood, expression, anger control, due to inflammation in your gut, then go to your brain. Discern the clean food choice. Clean food nourishes our spiritual, emotional, and physical health in the set-apart journey. Trust in our Yehovah, in diet selection, a selection to testify his love and truth and his provinces. I provide this presentation by using so many pages of researchers. Charm group on mood, personality, and behavioral changes during treatment with statins. I mentioned this drug used to treat diabetes. Chance, second one, Chance group study on a metabolic study of biomarker of meat and fish intake. The third one, Choose group on effects of disturbed flow on vascular endothelium. The last one on this page, Carnivore study TG and high density of lipoprotein ratio as a surrogate marker for insulin resistance. Dorate group studied the increase of cardiovascular disease in patients affected by autoimmune disease. Next one, Jacob's group study reports of the Conference of Low Blood Cholesterol Mortality Association. Gemlick group study fructose intake and risk of gout and hyperuricemia. The last one on this page, GS group study assessment of causal direction between gut microbiota dependent metabolic and metabolic health. Lippian group on effects of status and cholesterol patient aggression. Is there any connection? Neoton group study on low serum cholesterol and risk of death from AIDS. Next group, Ravekoff. He studied high cholesterol may protect against infections and cirrhosis. A Robbins group studied insulin resistance and cardiovascular event with low HDL cholesterol. Schuster's group study on increased risk of coronary heart disease death in men in low total and low density lipoprotein cholesterol in Russia. The last reference I used a Strutt group study on insulin resistance, selfish brain and selfish immune system. An evolutionary positively selected program used in clinical setting, clinical inflammatory disease. Okay, finally, I am Dr. Santy Lee. I attend House of Israel UK and TAMO Yahshua Fellowship on Saturday Sabbath at TAMO Yahshua Fellowship gather in a church in Georgetown, Ontario. And you are welcome to join our spiritual, physical, and emotional cleansing training group. If you like my teaching and you desire to send me offering, you are welcome to do so by sending your offering to Western Union. Contact TAMO Yahshua Fellowship or House of Israel. And then I will, I suggest you send the offering through Western Union. My first name is Santy Kit Lee, KL, Santy KL, and my last name is Lee, L-E-E. I'm in Toronto, province of Ontario, Canada. If you want to email e-transfer, if you are in Canada, contact me for email, my email address. Thank you for your support offering. May Yahweh reward you greatly. Okay, so any question? Let me stop sharing. Hi, everyone. Go back to see you. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Any question or any comment?
I have a question.
Yes.
So am I hearing that the carnivore diet that would raise the HDL is actually, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that is better for you then than the LDL?
Yeah. Actually, LDL is even better, but yes, you're right. It's high HDL too. So carnivore diet actually show benefits of our cholesterol. So much benefits in cholesterol in our body. No matter it's HDL or LDL.
Well, what I'm concerned about is, for me, for instance, my LDL is low, and they're saying that that should be higher than what it is. No. Is it my HDL? It's low. Yeah, I think they said my HDL was low.
Oh, okay. That's okay, but mainly would be if your LDL is high. That's the main point I want to come across.
Yeah, it is. It's higher than my other one.
But that's good news.
So are you saying then that I should eat more meat?
Yes, I suggest you have in terms of animal protein intake. I suggest 50% of muscle meat and 50% of organ meat, and the rest. If you start doing in a transition, changing from plant to cholesterol diet, you can start with a small amount of vegetable or fruit. Make sure they are low oxalate. Okay, just as such as.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, this is really interesting. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Because you know, we want to have low oxalate foods, and so so there's oxalates in everything, seems like.
Yeah.
And so I was just looking at my my blood work, trying to find it, in other words. But here it is. No, that's not it. No, that's the wrong one. But at any rate,
yeah,
we just, so what you're saying is the HDL should be higher. Is that correct?
LDL should be higher, but
LDL.
yeah, but HDL high is okay too if they are from animal source.
LDL is okay, is what we want the LDL is to be elevated. Is that correct?
Yes.
The HDL should be lower.
Lower than LDL, but it's not. But yeah, but if you still have both high, it's not the main concern.
Well, let me see.
What I want to say is that people have the myth saying that, oh, if you eat a red meat and you will have cardiovascular disease. That's wrong. This is because
propaganda.
I just explain. Austin, you want to say something?
No, I'm just listening because I know that you can go. I was watching this program once and it showed where you go back in time and it was going back during the war and different thing and what it was like in England. And it came to a point where the man was the man of the house. He actually had a good paying job, but what it was, he was the one that got the majority of meat. And it was a high percentage of meat because he was the one that went out and worked. And what they showed was that when they took his bloods, everything had improved.
Oh.
So like they said, at the end of the day, that shows that there is that, which they found quite surprising,
Mhm.
And then because there was a thing of, oh, if it's just meat, because also what I've known, what I understand with the industry is that they will push vegetables and they will push fruit, which there's nothing wrong with them. But at the same time, that what they've done is, especially with the vegetable thing, they've over processed everything. They've stripped the soil. They've got an overstock of all this stuff. So now it makes sense that you have to eat, you have to basically be almost like someone who just eats vegetables all the time. You have to eat vegetables, and they said it was 5 a day, and really it's supposed to be 12 a day, and all this madness. It's moderation in everything, and we should be eating seasonally as well, because whatever's produced for that season is what is going to give you what you need for that time. You know, I've done this with Riverford, which is an English company, and he goes all around the world. He doesn't take anyone's word for it that they're organic. He has to see what they're doing, everything. He has his farms in England. And when I first started with them, yes, my box was a big one. I had to do large, plus my children, they eat. And the lady did say to me, I know that it feels expensive now, but as you go on, as the months go on and what have you, you will realize that you're not eating as much because you're getting the nutrients. And she was right, because even my eyes started to get better. A lot of issues I had started to get better because I was buying organic vegetables. They do organic meat as well and what have you. But I was buying organic vegetables, and just the switch to the organic vegetables had made such a difference. The other thing I had to do was to switch to the organic meat. Their eggs were organic, their chickens were organic, they go out, they scrap, they pull up worms, they peck at stuff, they do everything naturally. So I know there's been a lot of propaganda with regards to red meat.
Yes.
And I know there's been a lot of propaganda with regards to everyone having to eat vegetable oils, which I know the history behind that. Vegetable oils and all that were made. You used to run your cars from them when they first came out. It was for machinery and everything and what have you. And as usual, they had an excess. So now it's like, yeah, eat this stuff because it's better for you.
Yeah. Okay.
But most of it is made of plastics as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree that eating animal fat is a lot more better than plant fat.
It is healthier because what it was, they introduced the margarine and stuff like that, and everyone stopped eating butter. Well, why is everyone not more healthier?
Oh, margarine is toxic. But anyway.
Yeah, but I was put on that as a child, Flora, because oh, now we eat it. But thankfully, I'm wonderfully and marvelously made. Because when it first came out, that's all we've ever eaten. Never eaten proper butter or anything, which now we do.
Yes, yes.
But then a lot of my rest of my diet was on point and different things like that. So I suppose that's what's helped and kept me. But at the same time, it's every time they say, eat this because this is better, or eat this because it's fortified, eat that because it's this, eat that because it's that. It's just the excuse of not really giving us what they should have given us in the first place, which was vegetables with soil that had been respected. Even the very meat we eat is most of it is full of cancers and ulcers and different things like that. When they